everybody, Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Anyway, today I just want to bring about kind of, the typical scam stuff that goes on in our society. So you have these people that develop websites and develop stuff to supposedly help us, in particular GoFundMe. And then they take like a huge percentage, or they take a percentage of what you're getting. And then, like all kinds of requirements and yada, yada, yada. I have never had personally success with GoFundMe. And so I've always kind of erred, and I'm constantly doing this, like with Udemy, just a lot of these organizations who are really not operating for the people. I mean, in some cases they do because it gets so much publicity, whatever is on GoFundMe. But the rest of the people that do GoFundMe get nothing. No matter, our attempts to help fund projects. So, recently, GoFundMe has GoFundMe Charities now. And so I went to their website. They're talking about nonprofits or 501c3s. So I have a legitimate international, national, state nonprofit. It has a EIN number, which is a nonprofit EIN number status. And it has a name, the Ministry of Consciousness. It's more kind of a church organization, but I heavily use it to help other people. Anybody that follows me knows I'm helping the homeless. I'm helping the environment. I'm doing work, teaching people about the environment. I use a lot of mediums to help a lot of people. And, I get no donations no matter, what I do, which is fine. I'm not going to quit doing what I'm doing because, it's not lucrative. I mean, anything in this world that is important or means something or makes a difference is not lucrative. It's against lucidity or lucrativity or whatever you want to call it. But today I'm totally just angry at GoFundMe charity, GoFundMe. And so I went on there, tried to upload all the stuff, wanted to do a campaign for donations for my nonprofit so that I can travel, go places, and help people to restore land, microbial base, help them to heal the environment, help them to grow food, seed save, just do a lot of different kinds of things, whatever's necessary, starting at the foundation of microbial mass. Because people that usually have land or communities that are more open-minded don't have the money to get this kind of stuff off the ground. And they need somebody that is, multifaceted in how to do these kinds of things. So, anyway, went through the hoops, tried to put in my EMI number and my Ministry of Consciousness, blah, 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 blah. Attempted it, which this is the other part of the whole thing, is that jumping through these people hoops, the Think Collaborative and a lot of the other stuff that I'm doing is working with other people so that we can actually create systems that actually work. Dr. Linney calls them, human scale operations, cooperatives. And none of these things are human scale. They're not human scale any way, shape, or form. Because they aren't helping the earth. They're not helping the plants. They're not helping the animals. They're not helping anything but getting money into the pockets of those who can make money And then people that create these kind of operations, like GoFundMe, are not really catering to helping. Because some people are allowed in, and then some people are not. So this whole GoFundMe charity is like this cliquey scam operation where, only these people are allowed in. Only these, 501c3 nonprofits are allowed in, and nobody else is allowed in, even if you have a nonprofit, because we're not recognizing those nonprofits. So here we are again with, another scam. And I get that they don't understand that they're scamming. They don't get that they're being, separatist, isolationist, capitalists, fascists, um, and because of the operations that they're creating. Now, if they wanted to really create something for charities, number one, they could have opened it to all nonprofit charities, right? My charity is a lot different, but it does have all of the base foundations of the nonprofit status, including the EIN number, the whole 9 yards. And this is the other thing about it. When I've used my nonprofit to help the homeless, to secure clothing or whatever else needed that people wanted to donate, my EIN number for nonprofit status worked perfect. Totally perfect, right? Because, the way that I'm living, the work I'm doing, I don't have money to take out of my own pocket. So I use my nonprofit, which I'm supposed to help those in need, right? And when you hit a bump in the road where people won't let you use your status to actually help those in need, that's a red flag. That company should be shut down. The government should investigate GoFundMe and GoFundMe Charities because of this behavior. It should be completely 100% shut down because it's not really doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is utilizing nonprofits to raise donations to actually help in whatever arena needs to be helped, right? Anyway, so I just kind of wanted to toss that out there. So I email GoFundMe Charities and some guy or person named Red, because they don't use their own names anymore. They use their code name, my code name, for liability reasons, so that you can't sue that person directly, personally, for their information, and you can't sue the operation. I'm not going to call it an organization. It's an operation. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a government operation. And it should be treated that way by the public. So I contact them and say, look, your GoFundMe Charities is not accepting my EIN number or recognizing, my nonprofit. And so I get an email back this morning that says something to the effect of, or yesterday, something to the effect of, please send us your, EIN number, name of your nonprofit, blah, blah, blah. Well, I sent even more information than that. I sent them the kind of nonprofit it is, the name of it, the EIN number. And so this morning I get up and there's a email that basically says, well, yeah, we're only doing 501c3s. We're not doing at this time, other types of nonprofits. Actually, I had to read it 3 times because I was just like, well, doesn't the fact that it's a nonprofit and it has a nonprofit EIN number, state the obvious. So you're a selective nonprofit. You're selecting nonprofits, and some nonprofits are not welcome. And what the, like, sometimes you can't make this stuff up. And it makes no sense. So I was pissed. So I sent him an email back saying, well, then maybe you should effing, change your language. And, they said, oh, you're welcome to go do a personal page, which I have. It's done absolutely positively nothing. Oh, and they go in their data banks and find, the last one I did when I asked for donations to fix my van so that I could stay on the road, which I never got anything. And so they've got to throw that link at you, like, this is who you are. Let's make you feel devalued and unimportant and, bad about yourself. So, they're like, well, so I send this email back saying, well, then you should like specifically change your languaging to, let people know that you are excluding 90% of the nonprofits out there and only inclusive to one type of nonprofit. And so that, nobody spends time. So now I'm at 4 days of time of trying to figure out that basically my nonprofit is not acceptable to them, right? So 4 days of time. This is what it breaks down to. And they don't really consider that maybe somebody spent a lot of time trying to, be compliant, and then they just, belittle you, make fun of you, punish you in the emails. So, the email came back, please refrain from using cuss words. Well, what do you expect me to use? I'm on day 4 of trying to resolve this asinine, like, doesn't make any kind of rational sense situation, right? And so then there's this part on the email that says, well, you'll have to confirm confirm with us about your nonprofit, blah, 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 blah. And that's what I did yesterday when I sent him a return email about the type of nonprofit I have, the state, that it's national, international, and state, and then it has a federal EIN number and the name of it. I already confirmed. So did you not do your work? Did you not in your in your input actually look? Did you put my information into your system to confirm? So you didn't even confirm, but now you're sending me all this bogus links that I have to go to do all this kind of stuff. You know what? I finally just was so angry. Thank God they weren't on the phone with me. I would have cursed them. I would have put a curse on him, and like a car wreck curse, maybe so he could bump his head and then wake up and actually could think. Because obviously they hire people that have no ability to think. And you wonder why, I'm angry. So I finally just said, you know what? Take remove anything that you can find on me for GoFundMe, and remove me from any future contact by email, and expect me to put this out on social media. Expect it, because anybody out there that has a nonprofit, number one, you shouldn't even get involved with these people because of what they're doing, because it's really not fair for everybody. Number two, you may have a nonprofit that you end up spending 4 days on trying to figure out why you can't get a GoFundMe charity status, right? So this is going to tell you why. 3, we need to really stop these kinds of operations from operating us. And, which just lead us to a lot of wasted time. And for most of us that are out here pounding the pavement, doing the good work, we can't afford wasted time. There is no time to waste. So if you see this video and you listen and it says, GoFundMe Charities is a scam, then you know why. And I am just reporting the obvious. Buyer beware. Buyer beware. All right, everybody, that's it. Bridget Lynn Dogloff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Yeah, that's it, my friends. Stay away from GoFundMe because they're funding them. GoFundMe is they are funding them, right? You get to fund them, and they're not actually giving you anything by you signing up to their operation. They're probably just collecting data on you, and they have connections to your bank accounts and everything else. So to me, that's kind of a government operation. All right, everybody, put on your thinking cap, keep your thinking cap on, pay attention, be aware, and if you see something, tell someone. If you hear something, tell someone. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Over now.